Chizuk from the Parsha, Erev Shabbos Kodesh, Parsha Emor. In this week's Parsha, there's the mitzvah of Sfiras Voimer. Sfiras Voimer is known to be not happy days. Why? Because the Talmidim of Rabbi Akiva all passed away between Pesach and Lag BaOmer, 24,000 Talmidim. The Rishonim, the Amur Befrat, is saying that this day of Lag BaOmer is a special day of Marbin K'tzas B'Simcha. It's a happy day. Why? Because the Talmidim of Rabbi Akiva stopped to die. They didn't stop to die. They all died. Rabbi Akiva had no left Talmidim. That's why you're happy. That's why there's a Simcha. And the Kasha is even more. Rabbi Akiva at 24,000 Talmidim. Never in the history had a person such a huge destruction in such a short period of time. 24,000 Talmidim that he built with koiches that it's impossible to describe, suddenly gone in 33 days, less. Rabbi Akiva had to run to 700 levayas a day, if you think about it, on average. And then, once they stopped dying, they all died basically. Rabbi Akiva, in the same day, the Chidut tells it clear, the same day, he went and opened up a new yeshiva. Take a break. Go to Switzerland for a couple of days. Such a destruction. How can a person swallow it? How can a person comprehend such a tremendous loss and start right away from fresh? But if you look at the history of Rabbi Akiva, that what was Rabbi Akiva. Rabbi Akiva, every time that something happened in his life, instead of looking at it bad, the way he could have looked at it, in the way of most of people would look at it, Rabbi Akiva looked at it positive and good. The Gemara tells us Rabbi Akiva found a dead person in the street, and he carried him for miles to take him to the cemetery. He should be respectful. He came back to shul, and he told the Chachumim what they did. The Chachumim told him, you're shofech dam. Every step that you went with him is a shofech dam, because the halacha is, when you see a mitzvah, you have to bury him right there and then. Don't carry him around. It's a huge bizarre and a mess. Years later, Rabbi Akiva was sitting some kind of a Suda, and one of the Talmidim said quietly, you remember the flop that Rabbi Akiva had? He carried a dead person. And Rabbi Akiva overheard it. And Rabbi Akiva said, a flop? This is what taught me. This is what I learned. That was an amazing lesson for me. That's what I learned, all the luchas from Kuvod HaMes. He didn't look at it as a flop. Same thing with the Rabbi Akiva went with the Chachumim to the Beis HaMikdash. When the Beis HaMikdash was Churev. And the Chachumim saw a fox going out of the Kodesh HaKodesh. They were started to cry. And Rabbi Akiva was laughing. And they asked him, Rabbi Akiva, why are you laughing? And Rabbi Akiva says, because the Pusik is telling us, Tzion besuda techurash, Yerushalayim will be destructed. And then it says, Oid yesh von Urim and Uris, B'skayim b'chovish Yerushalayim, the Beis HaMikdash will be rebuilt. When I see the first nevuah of Tzion besuda techurash, I know that the second nevuah will become truth as well. Rabbi Akiva, when he saw the fox coming out of the Beis HaMikdash, instead of looking at negative, he looked right away at destruction, means that something bigger and better will come. This is what Rabbi Akiva did his entire life. Rabbi Akiva saw that HaKadosh Baruch Hu wants him to build Torah. He built 24,000 Talmidim. Lo ino age kuvet zeh b'zeh. HaKadosh Baruch Hu took them away because this is not the Torah HaKadosh Baruch Hu wants. HaKadosh Baruch Hu wants a new Torah. So he went that day. Started right away a new yeshiva. He did not look at any tzura, any destruction as bad, just as a bridge to do something new and something bigger and better. This is why we are besimcha lag BaOmer, because Rabbi Akiva could have taken this entire destruction and make it for a terrible situation. Instead, we talk about Rabbi Akiva until today, because Rabbi Akiva was looking positive, thinking positive, and that is why he was building Torah. Let's all think and do positive. I get in this wonderful Lechtig Shabbos.